How you guys doing? This is Big K with another video, and today we're going to be tackling the topic of building muscle. And this one is geared towards beginners in the gym. What should you do? Even women, men, a lot of times people become overwhelmed. They want to do everything in the gym and they don't understand where to start. So let's start with the two types of muscle fibers. There's slow twitch and fast twitch. Now, granted, there's two types of fast twitch muscle fibers, but we're going to focus on one, and that is the type 2 fast twitch muscle fibers. These are the muscle fibers that use in explosive movements, okay? They fatigue faster, but these are the muscle fibers that you want to recruit in order to build that impressive muscular lean muscle look that you see that bodybuilders have or your favorite athlete might have. Slow twitch muscle fibers are muscle fibers used by, say, long distance marathon runners. They tend to last very long. They do not fatigue. They take a long time to last. When you're in the gym and you're really not lifting very intense, very moderate weight, very easy, you're recruiting slow twitch muscle fibers. When you are lifting more intense, then you're recruiting fast twitch. Now, let's address the ways that you would do this, okay? There are two types of ways to really do this. One is explosive movements. Once upon a time, when I was working with Chris Cormier, me and John De La Rosa was working with Chris Cormier, we were working on explosive movements. Now, granted, it did recruit fast twitch muscle fibers, but in my opinion, respectfully to Chris, I think that this can be very dangerous. For example, doing a leg press and this explosive movement, you risk yourself to have injury, in my opinion, whether you do it on a shoulder press, a push down or whatever. I think that you can hurt yourself in doing that. But again, that's just my opinion. To each is their own. I think the more common way to recruit fast twitch muscle fibers is by lifting heavy, okay? Now, let's put this into perspective. Power lifters uses this movement. They do not lift a lot of reps. It's very low reps, but the weight is so heavy that it's putting such a stress on the muscle to recruit fast twitch muscle fibers in order for them to build muscle. Now, the beginner that comes in the gym, you're overwhelmed. You're trying to figure out, what do I do? I don't know. There's so many machines. There's so many things to do. Let's start with compound movements. Compound movements, two examples of it is squat, bench press. These are compound movements. The reason why you want to start with compound movements as a beginner is because you need to build a foundation in your body. You're asking someone who's seasoned in lifting, I need more separation between my front delts, side delts, and rear delts. Well, you need a shoulder to begin with. You don't have any shoulder size, girth, period. So there's no need to have separation. If you're trying to squat and you want more separation between, each head of the quad, well, there's no reason for that because you don't have a developed quadricep yet. So you need to focus on that. All right. So that's why compound movements are the best movements that you want to use. You need to lift heavy in the gym in accordance to your strength. Simply lifting heavy and throwing around weights does not mean that you had an intense workout, which in fact a lot of bodybuilders do, but to each is their own. However, everyone is not Ronnie Coleman. I know people say, well, what about Ronnie? He did it. Ronnie Coleman is a freak of nature. He could essentially lift and do anything, and the muscle would have been stimulated to grow. He's a freak of nature, and he's very different. Granted, I love Ronnie to death. He's paying for that in his midlife years, okay? So what should you do? I think you should lift heavy in accordance to your strength. Now, when you have done compound movements for some time in the gym, say about a year now, and you got a little bit of muscle, you got a little frame going on, but now you want to start sculpting and shaping and developing and separating and really get this muscle that you have sculpted. Sculpted is the word I want to use. You want to sculpt it. What happens now is you need to focus on isolation movements. But anyone can come in a gym and just throw weights around. The squeeze and the holds, okay? Constant tension on the muscle is what's going to give you the best results in achieving this. Not only that, knowing how the muscles, the function of the muscles, and how they connect will also help you in knowing exactly what are the most effective and efficient exercises to do. And just to shout them out for a quick second, my coach Chino is a master at this, absolute master at certain movements and angles, and you'll notice the difference in your physique in about a week or two, okay? So, beginners, I want you guys to focus on compound movements. You're just getting in the gym and you don't know what to do. You don't want to be all over the place trying to do everything. Compound movements. After you've developed some muscle, some size, you don't want to keep on doing the same thing, because what happens is people get bigger in size, but you are essentially getting bigger with the same weak points. Your pecs might be underdeveloped and you're still getting bigger in weight. Well, take a guess what? Your pecs are still underdeveloped. The reason being is because you're not doing the proper isolation movements to bring out your pectorals. This is just an example. Every person has weak points in their physique. Don't be that person who gets bigger without getting better. And there's a difference between getting bigger and better, okay? This is the tip from Big K, and I hope this is very helpful. So I'll be leaving another video next week, and that's why people get fat. That's a very complicated topic, and I hope you guys tune in. Take it easy.